I'm Shelby Hosfield, and welcome to the House of Shelby, where I answer all of your biggest beauty questions every week. This week's question comes from Rebecca, and she writes, do you need a license to be able to do eyelash extensions? Well, let's get into that. That is actually a very interesting question, and one I have been dealing with for literally my entire eyelash beauty career. So when it comes to do you need a license here in New Mexico, it gets a little confusing because what's going to happen is you're going to call the state board or regulation and licensing department for the Board of Barbers and Cosmetologists. They are going to verbally tell you, yes, we do believe you need a license. However, it has never actually been changed in their rule book. There is no rule for eyelash extensions. There is one line written in about 2001 that says false lashes, back when we used to do the false lashes for makeup and everything like that. Nothing is in their curriculum to make it mandatory for you to actually learn it in beauty school. So if you went to esthetician school or cosmetology school, you would spend all that time and money, and you are not required to receive a single day of training of actual eyelash extensions. In the state of New Mexico, your license doesn't mean you're trained in eyelash extensions. You're gonna need some sort of a certification. So the question comes up again, do you need a license to actually do eyelash extensions? Like I said, if you call the state board, they are verbally going to tell you, yes, you do. However, there's not a rule to support it. But if you were to go into a salon and work in a salon setting, nothing strikes fear in the heart of any salon owner more than having the state board come in for an inspection. Oh, it's so scary. So as an owner, we really don't want to argue with an inspector. So instead of going through the trouble of explaining, but yeah, there is no rule to support this, we're just going to make sure that everybody who is working in the salon does have a license. But does that mean that as someone who just wants to do eyelash extensions, you don't want to do facials, you don't want to do waxing, you don't want to do anything else, does that mean that you can't go certified and learn how to just do eyelash extensions and do them on your own? The state board actually doesn't have any jurisdiction if you were to do it on your own. But if you're wanting to work in a salon, then yes, you absolutely do need a license. But on another note, do you need a license to be able to come do our certification at the House of Shelby? No. The reason why I set it up this way is because, like I said, even though you go to esthetician or cosmetology school, you are not required to have any curriculum dedicated to eyelash extensions. So even if you do decide that you do want to get an esthetician or cosmetology license, you are still going to want to do certification and training specifically in eyelash extensions if that is what you want to do. So I do not require it because you're going to need it anyways. And I'd rather you be trying to do it trained than not trained. Some of the absolute worst eyelashes I have ever tried to fix were by people who were licensed but not trained. Training is important. You need to be trained. To get the answers to all of your biggest beauty questions in permanent cosmetics, microblading, and eyelash extensions, go ahead and visit thehouseofshelby.com and subscribe, where you can go ahead and get updates on everything that comes out, all the latest questions. You can even submit a question to me on there, and I'll answer it right here for you. All right, see you next time.